Hey everybody, welcome back to Dawson's Film Corner. I'm Dawson, and today I decided I was going to do a top 10, then it turned into a top 15, and now it's top 20. So, I'm doing my top 20 favorite movies I have in my collection, and just for FYI, I've not watched everything I have, so there's some movies I may change around, and it's not really in a particular order, but it kind of is. Either way, all 20 of these movies I really, really like. So, it's not that I don't like any of them. I might like the ones near the top more than I do the others, but I like all the movies. And the first movie on our list is E.T. You might could guess that if you saw my very first video. I love this movie. This holds a very special place in my heart, and it's very nostalgic for me. And yeah, that's why it's my number one. Steelbook if you haven't seen it. There's the inside as well. I will definitely be picking up the 4K when I get a 4K player. Next up is the original Friday the 13th. It's not really my favorite Friday, but it's my most nostalgic Friday, I guess you can say it. My favorite Friday is Jason Lives, but it's probably about the same really. I just don't have it by itself. But this is also a steelbook. This is Blu-ray steelbook, which looks just like the 4K steelbook. Well, now that I got that embarrassing moment out of the way, here is the inside of the steelbook. Some nice artwork in there. On the back it says, "Killer, killer." Oh, killer, mom, killer. I like the original artwork on the front. I wish more steelbooks would do that. I mean, the only one I really think I like better is the ET one. I just think it looks cool. But I wish movies like this would keep the original artwork on the front for the steelbooks. But anyway, let's move on. My number 3 is No Country for Old Men. This is the new Criterion version that just come out into last year. This is Blu-ray. Everything I have is Blu-ray. I don't have any 4Ks at the moment. And this Criterion version, I showed this off in another video I done on this movie in particular. That's what the inside looks like. This is probably really the first movie that got me into collecting movies again as an adult. I just really like the movie. I mean, I like the Coen Brothers in general, but this is my favorite movie of theirs. And yeah, that's why it's my number 3. My number 4 caused me to have an existential crisis my senior year of high school, and I don't want to say changed my life, but it is a really good movie, and has become one of my favorite movies of all time. Top 4 on Letterboxd. That is Interstellar. My history teacher in my senior year, Coach Busby, if you're watching this caused me to have an existential crisis in your history room, and I've loved this movie ever since. This is just a standard Blu-ray version. Comes with a Blu-ray and a DVD. Well, actually my bad, Blu-ray disc and a special features disc. Such a good movie. Matthew McConaughey does such a dang good job in this movie. Everybody does a good job. I mean, it's Christopher Nolan movie. Move on to number 5. That is Jurassic Park. I do not have just Jurassic Park. I have Jurassic Park 1, 2, and 3, and then Jurassic World and Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. And then I have Dominion on a separate disc over there. But this is just a combo set I got. Case is in pretty rough shape. It's got a big old chunk missing out the bottom of it. And that's how I bought it. And I didn't know that until after I got home and opened it. So it still holds the movies for the most part. Until you open it and then kind of breaks in half. As you'll notice, there's several of my cases I need to order replacements for. And I probably will. But just haven't done it yet. But yeah, first Jurassic Park. That's my number 5. I love this movie. I love dinosaurs. Dinosaurs are cool. Said every guy ever. But one of Steven Spielberg's best movies he ever made. Another movie that changed how blockbusters were made, and yeah, dinosaurs. I mean, what's not to like? Next movie I have on this list is a new movie that came out last year, and it's probably one of my favorite animated movies ever, and it's definitely my favorite animated movie of last year, and that is The Wild Robot. I've seen this movie 3 times, and I've cried all 3 times. So that tells you anything. It's a really good movie, and I hope it wins the Academy Award this year. I don't know what to say. It's just that good. The soundtrack is amazing. The soundtrack is amazing for this movie. It's another one of those soundtracks I just listen to in a car sometimes. Nothing special going on inside. It's just a standard Blu-ray disc. They do come out with a steelbook for this sometime. I don't know if they ever will. I'm getting that steelbook. But moving on. And for my number 7 pick is Fantastic Mr. Fox. I have the Criterion version, which I think has amazing artwork on it. There's the front, and there's the back of the slipcover. Here's the front and the back of the actual booklet itself, which is all one piece of art showing the whole town and Bugs Bunsen Bean back here. That's what the inside of it looks like. Comes with a booklet like most Criterions do. There's the disc. This is the Blu-ray version. It's got a great soundtrack, great needle drops. I just really like the movie. It's a great stop motion movie. It's just a feel good movie in general. It's one of my favorite kind of fall movies. It's like what I consider it. It's not really like a holiday movie like Thanksgiving or something, but it's just like has that fall feeling because all the orange and reds and everything like that. But yeah, that's my number 7 pick. My number 8 pick is another movie from last year, Godzilla -1. God, this is such a good movie. Watched it in theaters. It was Japanese dub with English subtitles. I really don't know what to say about it. It's the best Godzilla movie ever made. Critically the best Godzilla movie ever made. And I think it will end up being the highest grossing foreign film ever in the US. I could be wrong about that. But if you haven't seen this movie, it's such a good movie. I didn't mind the English dub because I watched it on Netflix. It was okay. I mean, it does fine, especially if you're not trying to sit there and read the whole time. But nothing special about it. I didn't get the steelbook just because they didn't have it when it come out. Here's what the inside looks like, the Blu-ray and the bonus disc. I'm so glad this finally got released, and a lot sooner than most people thought it was going to. I didn't even hear about it releasing on physical media until I saw it advertised on Walmart.com a few days before it was supposed to come out. So I got really lucky on seeing that anyway. But yeah, that's my number 8 pick. Number 9 is the first Scream movie. I don't have it in a case by itself. This is the first 3 movies. This is one of my favorite horror movies, and definitely my favorite Wes Craven movie. Which admittedly I've only ever seen the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise and the Scream franchise. So that may change. But right now, the first one is my favorite Wes Craven movie. Not a whole lot, nothing special inside. Just has the first 3 movies in here. The second one's really good. I really like the second movie. Third one is not my favorite, but it's alright. And the fourth one I like a lot. But yeah, that's my number 9. Number 10 is another movie I've already talked about in another video, and that is Jaws, which is also celebrating its 50th anniversary this year. I don't know if they will release a 50th anniversary edition that's like a steelbook or something. If they do, I'll probably end up getting it. I've not seen nothing about it, so who knows. It's the front, and there's the back. I would think they would because they released multiple steelbooks for ET for its 40th anniversary. There's the inside. But who knows? I wouldn't mind having a steelbook. I really like this movies. Uh, yeah, that's my number 10. My number 11 movie is Oppenheimer, another Christopher Nolan movie. And probably the biggest movie of 2023. People who don't like this movie just do not understand the movie and just don't understand movies in general. And I get it. Not everyone's a big movie buff, and that's fine. But it's just not people who talk negatively about this movie and have no good criticisms about it. They just don't get it, in my opinion. Especially like I think it was Jake Paul. His review of the movie when it come out was just so dumb. He's dumb in general, but whatever. Well, that was the front. There's the back. I haven't got the steelbook for this one yet. It's at Walmart. I just haven't picked it up yet. There's the disc it comes with. Blu-ray and DVD, and then it has a bonus. Yeah, that's my number 11 pick. And for number 12 is Good Will Hunting. I saw this movie for the first time last year, and I've seen clips of it before then too, and I've always wanted to watch it. This movie was a whole lot better than I was expecting it to be anyway. I was expecting a really good movie, and it blew me away. I love this movie. It's one of my favorite Robin Williams performances. Really one of my favorite Matt Damon performances, which I know this is pretty early. And him and Ben Affleck wrote this movie, I believe. But it was really good. It was really good. And if you've never seen it, it's definitely worth the watch. And for number 13, kind of a change of pace, is Monsters, Inc. This is my favorite Pixar movie. I had it on VHS. It was that bright blue VHS. It's nostalgic for me. And plus, it's just a good movie. I mean, Monsters, Inc. is one of the best Pixar movies, in my opinion. This holds a special place in my heart, similar to like E.T. or Jurassic Park. But yeah. So there's the back. And there's the disc it comes with, the bonus disc, and then the movie. And yeah, that's my number 13. Another change of pace, my number 14 pick is Army of Darkness. I really could have put any Evil Dead movie in this, or any of the first 3 Evil Dead movies in this spot. But I've just seen this one the most just because it's the funniest, in my opinion. I like them all. I really like the first one for just what it is. It's just a good low-budget movie. And then the second one's funny. I mean, it's Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell. I mean, it's hard to beat that matchup. It has a lot of great scenes. There's the back. I think there's a steelbook of this one now. I know there's definitely a 4K release of it, and I'll probably end up getting it. I'd really like to get 4K of all the first 3 Evil Dead movies. But we'll get there when we get there. My number 15 movie is Fury. This is a movie I think most people have just come around to, but I've liked this movie for a long time. It's one of my favorite World War II movies, even if there is some amount of inaccuracies, as most movies do. Has some really good scenes. I didn't even know this had a code in it. It might still work, actually. Columbia and Sony. It might still work. I'll put that to the side. You never know. But yeah, that's my number 15 pick. On the number 16 is John Carpenter's The Thing. This is one of my favorite horror movies of all time. This will probably get a video eventually. I just don't have anything for it right now. One of my favorite horror movies of all time. This is definitely a much watch, especially if you love practical effects. Or if you just haven't watched this movie, you need to watch it. It's so good. Something I just realized, this is a Scream Factory version of the movie. I just now noticed that on the spine. I don't really know if there's anything special with it. But that's the back, that's the whole case. And there's the disc. So this movie has Kurt Russell and Keith David in it. Both great actors. I love Keith David. He's such a great actor. Yeah, that is my number 16. For my number 17 is the first Rocky movie. I've admittedly not seen any of the other Rocky movies in a long time. But this is my top 4 on Letterboxd, and it is one of my favorite movies I've ever watched. It's just a good movie. I think it's a really good example of someone that's trying to be a good person. And it's just a great film in general. I really need to get around to watching the others. I'm probably really just going to pick up the 4K set of all the movies and just watch them all. That way I have them all and I can watch them all. But yeah, this is my number 17 pick. My number 18 pick is 12 Angry Men. I just made a video about this one. That should be the video before this one. Such a great movie. Please watch this if you haven't watched it. I have a Criterion version, which is an older Blu-ray anyway. There's the front, there's the back, nothing special back here. Here's the inside, comes with a disc and a booklet like most Criterion films do. And yeah, I mean it's got Henry Fonda in it. I think it's the only movie Henry Fonda ever produced, if I'm correct. But such a great movie. Please watch it if you can. I don't know if it's available on streaming, but I know you can definitely rent it video on demand. Please give this movie a watch. And changing worlds on you again, my number 19 pick is How to Train Your Dragon. This is one of my favorite DreamWorks films ever made. The score is so good, and I cannot wait for the live action to come out. And honestly, this has been the only live action remake I've actually looked forward to, because it seems to be an actual remake of the movie in live action. If they can do it without changing a ton of it and keeping a very similar, if they can keep the score at least very similar, I think I'll be very pleased with the live action remake. But I love this movie. I like all 3 movies, but this one's my favorite out of the trilogy. The score is amazing. There's the back. And it's a Blu-ray and DVD combo, and there's the disc. Nothing special. I noticed that a lot of these discs don't have really anything special on them. I wish more companies would do like customized discs. I miss disc art. Like some movies have it, some movies don't. I just wish more movies would do it. Anyway, that's my number 19 pick. And my number 20 pick, and like I said before I show you this list is not really in any particular order. It's just really my top 20 favorite films. And they're in somewhat of order, but pretty much every one of these movies I think is a 5-star movie, just for context. So my number 20 is The Shawshank Redemption. This is, if I have 3 hours to spare, this is probably the movie I'm going to watch. It is so good. It gives me a sense of hope by the end of it. And it's just such a good story. This is considered by a lot of people, this is considered the greatest piece of cinema ever created. And I have to agree with that opinion. It's not my personal favorite, but from a critical standpoint, I believe it is probably the greatest piece of cinema that's ever been produced. And this movie will be a part of history for the next 1,000 years. If it lasts that long, we'll see. But that's besides the point. Please watch this movie if you've never seen it. It is worth the watch, even if you just watch it one time. It is so worth the watch. Yeah, that's my list. That's my 20. I really could have done more, but then I'd be afraid I wouldn't have much left on the shelf besides the stuff I haven't watched yet. But anyway, I appreciate y'all watching this video, and I'll see you next time.